Hello there. You're at Machin Engineering's booth. Well, is it a booth? Office. It's a room with stuff. And welcome. We are a civil and structural engineering company. We design all sorts of crazy things, anywhere from things that are above ground to below ground. We have lots of tools of the trades, if you will. These are devices that help us to gather information and take measurements and determine what kind of problems that we have to solve. On the screen in the back are some examples, some drawings, some pictures, some projects that we've completed or are still being built right now. But I figured what we'd probably do is just kind of start going through some of the equipment that we have, maybe a brief explanation of one of our big parts of our business is designing of helical piles and foundations. I'm going to move. This is not plastic or foam. This is a helical pile. This thing gets screwed into the ground, that end first. Down in the ground, you just keep adding extensions and go down to wherever we meet some good soil. We can put this in swamps, we can support a building, we can support towers, we can support boardwalks. We have boardwalks in Traverse City. If we want to put, actually these were used to store an airplane. So we park the wheels on top of some piles. That's an example of helical piles.
When you say going down to good soil, what does that mean?
It means like beach sand, something that's nice, something that you would want to stand on. Some soils you stand on and it goes down into a swamp. You might go up to your ankles. You can't put a structure on top of that. So we have to go below that and we have to find something that's called good soil. So sand and clay or something that can support a load. What are some other examples we have here? We have a drone, an aerial drone, also called a UAV. We have an ROV here, which is a remote operated vehicle for underwater. So we have in air, we have in water, we have actually a 3D scanner. This device, careful not to drop it. This scanner actually goes on top of a tripod, turn it on, and you can take measurements, whatever you end up needing. It creates a virtual 3D model, whatever you want to measure. That's called a three-dimensional scanner, or like a scanner. We have a seismograph. So when explosions or vibrations are felt on the ground, we need to measure those. That's what this thing's called. I don't know if you've ever seen Mythbusters. Mythbusters actually have this on one of their programs where they were doing some blasting and they were measuring the blast zones. Actually, it might have even been this particular piece of equipment. This is called a seismograph. This sits on the ground, and as it sits on the ground, it measures velocities or vibrations in the ground. And then this box is where all the data is stored. It's pretty beefy. It's pretty heavy duty because you don't want it to get damaged during whatever you're measuring. I think we'll probably just kind of show you a little bit more of what we end up doing with this kind of equipment, kind of licensure that we have. Some of this we have to have a specific licensure for it, and also kind of what we do with it. Kurt, you want to talk about that?
So we use UAV, AK drones for taking aerial photos. With those photos, we can generate information to help us create drawings, maps. We can also take videos for doing inspections. And so right now what I'm doing is powering up the drone just to give a little presentation of this. So we'll try not to hurt ourselves here. Let's see, we've got
Stand back 400 feet.
this one second, we have a lot of check boxes to go through. And we have a little technical difficulty.
Okay.
One of the technical difficulties is, since we are near Traverse City Airport, there is a geo fence that prohibits drones from flying in the controlled airspace of the airport. So right now, our drone is within that area, so it's kind of hit and miss if we can take off or not. We were just flying early this morning, but it's moved just slightly into that area, so we're not able to do a little flying. Well,
These blades get moving and there's a lot of scariness with that.
with the drone, we are able to again create some good high resolution images, and to get those high resolution images, we got to use GPS targets. Inside of this 1-inch foam is a small little computer chip. By pressing this button, it connects up to 10 to 17 satellites that are above us.
And how long does it take sometimes to get on the satellites?
So, well, it doesn't take very long, matter of a minute, but these targets have to sit for a good 45 minutes. And what these targets are doing is they're gathering data, and XYZ coordinates or location of where they're located. And that information we can use to help tie our drone pictures.
And they also have solar cells. So they have their own onboard power besides being a computer. And you can run over these with a car. We don't recommend it. Yeah.
Or use them in the along lakeshore. There are a couple certifications you're going to need to fly a drone for business. So if you're looking to do real estate or any other commercial use of a drone, you're going to have to get certified. And after you pass your certification test, you are able to do commercial business. And your certification is good for 2 years. After 2 years, you're going to have to redo the test and
Numbers too.
and you also have to, on your drones, you're going to have a registration number visible. Being a commercial pilot or a hobbyist, which is just a pilot just out for fun, flying around. You just playing around, you're going to have the registration number shown on your drone. It's a new FAA Federal Aviation requirement.
What are some of the products you do with that?
So the projects, type of projects we use drones for is doing aerial surveying of shoreline, open fields for site development, like for new subdivisions or roads. We also do.
Oh, here's yeah, we'll go through these here.
So up on the screen, we have some aerial projects. One that we're zooming in, one that you are seeing on the screen. This is up in Northport, Michigan. The project is involving redoing the docks. So we use the drone to take aerial pictures. Those pictures are to help communicate to the village of Northport, just to let them know how the project is coming along. and also be able to,
See if there's anything missing,
yes.
and then you get to put something in.
Also for inspectors, we can let the contractor know, hey, you got a little issue over here. Or, just, it's another tool to help with communicating.